It is a victory Monday for the Chicago Bears. We got a live edition of Hoge and Jahns to break it all down with you. We'll take your comments, questions along the way. Let's get going. Hoge and Jahns starts right now. What's up? Welcome in. Hoge and Jahns with you after the first win of the season. Ben Johnson's first win as Chicago Bears head coach. Welcome in. What's up, Johnsy?
Good morning, Adam. Good morning. We haven't talked about a win in a long time, so this should be different. This should be good.
Well, hang on now. They're 2-2 in their last 4 games going back to last season.
Those don't count. That doesn't count.
They don't count a win over the Packers?
Well, that matters, but
they're 2-2 in 2025. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that yesterday as you were sending in some video from the locker room. I was like, they haven't been in that Soldier Field winning locker room in almost 12 months. And then we looked it up. I think it was October 6th of last year.
Okay, so almost a full year.
Yeah, because remember the last win before the Packer win was in London. So to go back to an actual win over the a win at Soldier Field, I think it was the Panthers game last year.
Oh, that's like a forgotten win.
Yeah, maybe. Well, welcome in. We are ready to go, and we are gonna top this off with some exciting new merch that just dropped in our laps this morning. Did not even know this was coming, but you might have seen the speech in the locker room yesterday. And look at our guys turning this around with a Victory Monday shirt release. The Bears win. You guys get a new shirt. This is available now. Good, better, best. What a speech. It was good. Had everybody get fired up in there.
He had that one ready to go.
Oh, like yeah. It didn't sound like that was the first time he's done that with that team.
You think so? Like, repeat after me? You think he said that after?
He said, "You know what I got for you."
Okay.
Yeah, they were all ready for that.
Okay.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best.
Do you think I was trying to do a little research on that this morning because that is some charisma. That is some energy.
I mean, it sounds like an Irish toast to me.
Yeah. Like, I've heard things like that before. I love the rhyme. I love the rhythm of it. Yeah. But that I can't find that anywhere. Like, if someone knows where that's from or if it's just a Ben Johnson creation, let us know in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that might be all Ben Johnson.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a press conference later today that somebody could ask him where the origin of that comes from.
Where good, better, best comes from.
Store.allcitynetwork.com is where you can go to get that shirt for you. Celebrate on a Victory Monday. We got a lot to get to. Our initial thoughts, give our likes and dislikes presented by RC Cola coming up. And our producer, Katie, was able to turn around your voicemails, a victory edition of the voicemails. So that's all coming up here in jam-packed. We are live too. So if you got any comments, super chats along the way, we will throw those up on the screen, maybe take some of your questions if we have time as well. But Johns, let's start with you. Just your initial thoughts. Obviously, we both picked the Cowboys to win, but I think we also, just because we have to make a pick doesn't mean it's the NFL. There's always a path to victory. And the path to victory was essentially what we saw. Caleb Williams continuing to look good. But I guess what was the most surprising, honestly, beyond that, and that's the headline, that's the big story, and Ben Johnson, that's all. I mean, big picture, huge development. But I gotta say the defense stepped up and to only hold the Cowboys to 14 points and no points in the second half, coming up with takeaways. That was a big time response by a team that apparently had a players only meeting, a unit, I should say, a players only meeting on the defensive side of the ball. That's a sign, though, that they're respecting the coaching, respecting the challenge, and they came out and delivered.
The Cowboys scored, 40 points last week against the Giants. The Bears were seemingly reeling after giving up 52 points in Detroit against the Lions. So to give up 14 points, and I don't care if CeeDee Lamb left the game. Like, the Bears are already missing Jalen Johnson. They're already missing Kyler Gordon. They're already missing TJ Edwards. So, it kind of evens it out a little bit. Like, so if you're going to qualify this win by the loss of CeeDee Lamb by the Cowboys, well, fine. Well, just know that the Bears are missing 3 starters as well. Like, that is also a thing. Grady Jarrett dealing with the knee injury. Like, there are things going on within the Bears defense injury-wise. They played outstanding. I just love the irony of it, where you have Matt Eberflus with his hits principle and who was maniacal about getting those takeaways. And it was his former defenders, like guys that were here because of him. Tremaine Edmonds, 2 interceptions. Tyreek Stevenson, an outstanding, steal of a football. Not even like a forced fumble. Stole the ball from the guy along the sidelines. Like, an outstanding play. Kevin Byard with another interception to close out the game. Like, those takeaways against Matt Eberflus, to me, felt notable. And I know what the players said after the game didn't really matter that Matt Eberflus was on the other sideline, but to see his former players that were here because of him, get those takeaways, like, that felt important for this defense in terms of making, some steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't do this because Tyreek Stevenson, among all players, needs to keep things in the lines of the field and not do these things. But it would have been hilarious if he took that football and just handed it to Matt Eberflus.
You said Stevenson?
Yeah, if Tyreek Stevenson, after he ripped it out and then he handed it to Matt Eberflus, like, here's your takeaway.
He would be the one player to do it too. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad he didn't do it, but it would have been hilarious if he did do it.
He had an outstanding game. We'll get to him a little bit later, but he was one of the Bears' best players on the field. Without Jalen Johnson, like, he was out making plays, outstanding pass breakups left and right. He's one of the Bears' best defensive players from start to finish against the Cowboys.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we jump in with our likes and dislikes?
Sure.
Yeah. These are your likes and dislikes, as we do on Monday mornings, brought to you by RC Cola. RC Cola is not a soft drink, just damn good cola. Yesterday, the Bears were not a soft team. They were just a damn good football team. And yeah, I will start, I guess, with the obvious. I like competent offense. And, there was a time, it was that 19-play drive in the third quarter. This has been a team that's gone 3 and out the first 2 weeks coming out at halftime. They really had to have a scoring drive, but not only a scoring drive, you could feel it at halftime. Like, as good as the defense appeared to play when the game was over, it was dicey there in the middle, and there's still plenty of things to correct, especially stopping the run, filling some of those gaps. You really felt like at halftime the Bears had to come out, get a stop, get the ball back, and go on a long drive where they ate up some clock. 19 plays, 10 minutes, almost 10-minute drive. That was just, you couldn't have drawn that up any better. It was really, really impressive. 11 runs, I believe, called at one point, all in a row. But everything, the way it was like an art form. Like, it wasn't just 11 handoffs in a row. It was different personnel. This time we're going to use DJ Moore. This time we're going to have this guy go in motion behind him and hand it off. Like, the creativity. I can even go back to the beginning of the game too. Johns, I started going down through the first half, just the personnel they used early in the game. 12 personnel, 11 personnel, but empty. 13 personnel, but really shift to 22 because Cole Kmet went in the backfield. 12, 11. 11 personnel now with 84 in the game instead of Cole Kmet. 12 personnel shift to 21. I mean, that is how you keep a defense sort of guessing and on their heels. The execution's great. We'll get to Caleb, but for me, just my biggest was you felt like Ben Johnson was in his bag, in full control of that game, calling things, and just, for lack of a better way to put it, just competency on offense. It was very, very refreshing. And I think I turned over to Lance Briggs at one point in the middle of the game, which is like, this is fun. Like, I guess this is what it's like when you have an offense that's working.
I think it was Patrick Manley. I caught a clip of one of his score appearances this morning. I think it was on the Score. And he was reminding everyone about how we always talked about needing offensive coordinators who could scheme guys open. Well, Ben Johnson schemes guys open. Like, he has done it for 3 weeks in a row. Now, Caleb Williams hasn't hit every open guy, and that's fine. It's okay. The quarterbacks miss throws for a variety of different reasons. But I like what you like here is that the Bears have a play caller, a play designer, an offensive coordinator, an offensive mind who is scheming guys open, who is getting the better of his defensive counterparts, who is making things clear for his quarterback. To me, that is like one of the best signs of the first quarter of this season. It's just how many times guys have just been open targets for his quarterback. And I think that is highly encouraging moving forward for this pairing between Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It was I don't even want to do the qualifier, right? I mean, the obvious qualifier is that the Cowboys might have the worst defense in the league. So what? That's what it's supposed to look like then when you have a matchup advantage. And so it's probably not going to look that easy in every single game. It probably won't even look that easy next week against the Raiders, but you took advantage of what Matt Eberflus and that defense was giving you yesterday, and it looked just super easy at times, which was really good. What do you got?
Can I give you a little update on good, better, best? Okay. So someone in the comments mentioned that their wife, this is from Reaper Productions, wife said she heard something similar in the Army to Ben Johnson's GBB. So I went to AI on Google and put in good, better, best Army saying. Here's what the results brought back. The popular motivational phrase often associated with military excellence is good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. While the saying is widely attributed to the Christian scholar St. Jerome, its message of relentless self-improvement aligns with the core principles of military training and readiness.
Okay.
So there you have it. It goes back to that Ben Johnson sniper or Navy SEAL reference with Caleb Williams.
With Caleb when he was on with us, yeah. Well, which is a good transition to, I guess I'll give my next Caleb Williams, number 3 quarterback in week 3 in terms of total EPA. 16.4 is according to Sumer Sports this morning.
And there you go.
The top 4 is crazy. Like, what a world we're living in right now with quarterback play. Here's your top 4 quarterbacks, week 3, according to Sumer Sports, in terms of total EPA. Number 1, Daniel Jones.
I was going to say him.
Number 2, Sam Darnold. Number 3, Caleb Williams. Number 4, Geno Smith, actually, despite their loss yesterday. Then you get to finally a guy named Josh Allen that we know and a Baker Mayfield. So that's super interesting. You know what's also interesting here? I'm looking at, if you go through the full top 10, Daniel Jones, first-round pick. Sam Darnold, high pick. Caleb Williams, number 1 overall. Now, Geno was a second-rounder, right? Josh Allen, though, first-round pick. Baker Mayfield, first overall. Marcus Mariota, second overall, right? Carson Wentz, second overall. Drake May, was he fourth, third? Kyler Murray, number 1. So even for some of these guys that doesn't seem like they pan out, they're still all littering in the top 10 at quarterback performances in week 3 of this NFL season. I just like that the Bears quarterback's on that list because that normally doesn't happen. Even when they won in the past, it'd be like, yeah, but what about this? What about that? And actually, analytically, it doesn't look that good and all this stuff. No, Caleb just went out there. What was his passer rating?
146.2, the highest.
142.6.
142.6, the highest of his career.
Yeah, very good. Gotta like that.
I dislike that there's already conversation about qualifying this win a little bit. Like prefacing it, well, you faced the Cowboys. Like, I get that the Cowboys have one of the worst defenses in the league. I get that Matt Eberflus may not have the personnel that he wants to run zone defense, so the zone defenses that he wants. I get all that. But you know what? They were favored coming into this game, and a whole bunch of us picked the Cowboys to win this game. We all expected the Bears not to be able to keep up, but you know what? They did. It was the Cowboys settling for field goals and the Bears scoring touchdowns. So I don't like that argument. I think they're just like on defense, missing 3 starters. This was a good day for the Bears in many different facets, from the improvised touchdown from Odunze to the trick play called White House to the 11 straight runs. There are so many good things for the Bears to build upon from this win. I don't like completely qualifying this win. Oh, the Bears just played one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yeah. I mean, you play who is on the schedule, and you either take advantage of that, you don't. And so you shouldn't be punished when you actually do take advantage of it. And I'll say this, like, beyond who you're playing, and I get that, maybe this thing looks a lot different and Micah Parsons is still out there for the Cowboys and you're going to have to face him.
But he's not.
Right. But what I'm getting at is the post-snap, I'll get to pre-snap in a second. Post-snap, just calmness and footwork and being able to go through your progress. Like, Caleb just looks comfortable in that pocket right now. Now, there were a couple times where there's a little bit of pressure coming. Remember that one, he tried to get it to DJ Moore, kind of like on that deep sit down, and he just threw it way short because his feet were off because he had a little bit of pressure. There was another one too, where he didn't get his feet set on a little screen to Olamide Zaccheaus. I think that was when they had to settle for a field goal. Like, so it wasn't totally perfect, but for the most part, I mean, let's also give credit to the offensive line. There's been some really good pockets for him to sit in, and he's not getting jittery, because that's another thing. We've in the past, we've seen quarterbacks who have a nice pocket, and he's getting jittery, his feet just aren't right, he's sped up. I counted a couple times that happened yesterday, but overall, you're seeing that growth from Caleb in the pocket, looking comfortable, going through his progressions. Can the accuracy still be a touch better? Absolutely. There were a couple high throws, a couple dirty throws yesterday, but take this week by week and just be happy with the progress you're seeing, especially over the last 2 weeks.
I like the performance of Braxton Jones at left tackle. Can I read you a stat? This is from Joseph Hoyt of the Dallas Morning News, as he is evaluating how the Cowboys lost.
Yeah, he's a traitor, though. He left All City, so he's a traitor.
Okay.
I don't know if we should.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
We like Joe a lot. Joe's a good dude.
This is from, he's got this from Next Gen Stats. Bears left tackle Braxton Jones became the 4th left tackle this year to not allow a single pressure in a game. In weeks 1 to 2, he allowed a team high 12 pressures on 79 pass blocking attempts. for a percentage of 15.2%. So Braxton Jones, whom we talked about heading into this game, who was challenged by his coaching staff, by Dan Rochar, to be more consistent, to get through the fatigue that he may have been feeling later in the game, that they saw on film in weeks 1 to 2. He had an outstanding game, considering the circumstances, considering he's still trying to regain his form, albeit not against a great opponent. I'm qualifying a little bit, but to do what he did after being where he was the first 2 weeks, I think that's a positive step for Braxton Jones.
Yeah, and maybe he needed it too from a confidence standpoint. Like, yeah, this is not the most exotic front you're going to see. Not the most talented pass rushers. Because, just going through what I have, I'm pretty much through the first half of the tape, especially in the pass protection side of things. And yeah, I don't know that he was tested to the same extent he has been the last couple weeks, but same type of standard we were just talking about with Caleb. You play who you play. You either play well against them or you don't. Braxton Jones responded to the challenge from his coaching staff the same way the defense did. Was it perfect? Probably not. Was it good enough to go get a win? Yes, absolutely. And so you just take that, you move on to the next week and the next challenge, and that's a very positive development for Braxton Jones.
Like, I'm sure that Matty Eberflus circled number 70 going into this game. Like, okay, I think we might be able to win some one-on-one battles. We may be able to beat number 70 here. He doesn't look like himself. He doesn't look healthy. This is a guy we could take advantage of. And the Cowboys weren't able to do it. He had an outstanding game. He really did, especially if you want to compare it to what his first 2 weeks were.
I liked. I'm trying to actually. The only reason I'm stalling is I'm trying to come up with a dislike. It's hard in this game.
I got one.
Okay.
I dislike the injuries to young players. Colston Loveland, hip injury. Darnell Wright, we talked about him last night on the post-game show on CHGO. Like, he toughed out an elbow injury. But you don't like seeing your younger players deal with things. Like, Colston Loveland didn't return. It looks like, just in terms of his interactions in the locker room after the game, I think Colston Loveland's going to be fine. But you don't like seeing that. So don't like that. And my only other dislike is the run defense, especially early on. Like, I thought the Bears might have been in for a long day with the way the Cowboys are running the football. Now, it's a good thing the Bears themselves started putting up points, so the run game loses some of its emphasis as the game got out of hand because the Bears' offense was scoring. But the run defense early on by the Bears was pretty porous.
Yeah, I guess I'll you know what? I obviously don't like Colston Loveland getting hurt. I think the worst part of it is I have a feeling Caleb will be looking at the tape on that play too and feeling bad because
you're talking about the high throw over the middle where Colston Loveland went up and left him open.
It was
like that, ready for a shot.
It was there, and it's a deep crosser. Those are always going to be dangerous throws, dangerous for the wide receiver. So your accuracy is even more important. And if he puts it on him, Colston's probably, he's still going to take that hit, but he's probably able to protect himself better. Instead, because the ball was high and he had to go up like this, he exposed himself and couldn't protect himself. And now it's a hip injury, which is, I don't know. My experience with hip injuries is it's, even if it's something you can play for, it's something or play through. It's something you're still kind of dealing with for a while. So
hopefully it's just a hip contusion.
Yeah, it could be that
getting hit.
Yeah,
if I'm like starting to overanalyze this game a little bit, like another dislike would be there were some throws that seemed to sail on Caleb a little bit again.
Yeah,
but I like that he was targeting potentially open receivers, like some of those guys that he targeted, like the first play of the game. He overthrew Colston Loveland, but Colston Loveland was open. He just had to layer that throw a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I think here, I'll turn this dislike into a like though, because these are the games where the way football works is you could win by 40 and still have plays in there where you got to go back and look at and be like, hey, this could have been better. This could have been better. This could have been better. So it's much better to be teaching off a win than a loss. And so to your point, I mean, I'm at halftime going through the all 22 right now. First play of the game, missed that corner to Colson Loveland. That was there. Wasn't the easiest throw in the world. I thought he was a tick late and he was high. So that could have been a big completion on the first play. I just mentioned the one he missed high to Loveland later on the deep crosser that Colson got hurt. He threw low to DJ Moore. He was sped up by some pressure on that one. His feet weren't set, so that's not necessarily one I put down as a minus. But I also thought if we're going to nitpick, and I'm sure they do in that quarterback room, if he had a little bit of space to step up in the pocket, set his feet, and maybe deliver a better throw. Now, also by that point, the window could have closed. You don't know. So again, I'm not knocking him for that one. But that was an instance where he sped up by pressure. Feet weren't set. He missed in the dirt badly. I mentioned this earlier to Olamide Zaccheaus on that little screen in the red zone. And then this is definitely nitpicking, but Rome Odunze's drop in the end zone. Were you able to see the end zone angle? How wobbly the pass was? And I watched it a few times this morning. I have no idea why the ball came out that way. It must have just slipped out of his hand a little bit. Does that need to be caught? Yes, I believe it needs to be caught. I'll bet you in the wide receiver room, it goes down as a drop. And I'll bet you in the quarterback room, they're going, hey, if this comes out as a spiral, Rome's probably got that ball tucked away by the time he gets hit, and it's a touchdown. So those are just the little margins in football where, again, I'm not knocking Caleb for that one. I got 3 that I would call actual inaccurate passes in the first half. But these are the little tiny things that you go, hey, great game, 142 passer rating, 4 touchdowns, 3rd best EPA among all quarterbacks in the league. What an outstanding week. But here's still a list of 5 or 6 plays where we can get even better.
Well, that's why you like the coaching style of Ben Johnson and Declan Doyle and everybody else in that quarterback's room, because that's how they're going to challenge Caleb Williams. Like I saw that drop touchdown to Rome Odunze a couple ways. One, it hit him in his hands, both hands. He's got to catch the ball. Number 2, yes, that was a wobbly, ugly pass. But at the same time, like if I'm in that quarterback's room, I guarantee you that message is that ball's got to be a little bit lower. Don't give the defender any opportunity to have a play on that ball. Put it in his chest, let him fall backwards into the end zone. How many times do we see plays like that where the ball placement of touchdowns like that, bang, bang, over the middle, in traffic, low ball, touchdown. So I could imagine that's going to be a critique in the quarterback room. But we're saying all this when he had like the best day of his season. Like he set a new career high for himself in passer rating in his 20th game. Like there are so many encouraging things from this game. Like I really like, even more so than White House, like I really like that they successfully improvised the play for their first touchdown. We don't talk about that enough. We're not talking about this enough, in my opinion, but as soon as Trayvon Diggs stumbled, the play, it changed for Rome Odunze, and he shrieked down the left sideline. He just decided not to run the route that he was supposed to, and I like that Caleb Williams found him so fast. Like, it all makes sense to me now because the ball that Caleb Williams threw was more like a laser. There wasn't much loft on it, so I don't think he's running a go ball, an E-route, or anything like that. So to see them connect on that, 2 young players, like, I think that's just very encouraging.
So you shared that nugget after you were in the locker room last night on CHGO. When I went back and watched it this morning on the coach's film, and it has to do with what you just said there, how fast Caleb adjusted. Usually on the film, you'd see almost like a hesitation or like a, maybe an extra hitch in there because he's like, oh, he's not where he's supposed. No, if you had not reported that, I don't think anyone would have had any idea that that's what Rome Odunze did on that play. Like if they had not come out and said that, because it just looks so like that was Caleb just looks like that's what was supposed to happen. So the fact that he identified it so quickly, I think speaks to that chemistry that those two have, which cannot be understated. These two guys were drafted in the top 10 together. To do exactly that. This is what you drafted them to be together. And so to have a moment like that where Rome realizes, and he's only a second-year player. I mean, these are two young players. He realizes, oh, my defender just fell down. I got no safety over the top. I'm going to the end zone. And Caleb doesn't hesitate at all and just fires it. It was a missile, too. An absolute strike.
Yeah.
That was, for a quarterback that's had some deep ball accuracy problems, that was really encouraging.
Well, by not lofting that throw, I just realized I call that route an E route. That's what we call it in grade school football that I coach, the go ball there. But
an E route?
Yeah, I don't know why it's called E in terms of what we do, but it's go ball.
Easy route.
Easy. Well, and made it look easy. Just the trajectory of that throw, I like. He just wasted no time. It gave Diggs little to no opportunity to catch up to that football. Touchdown Bears. I'll just read you what Rome and Jahns said about it last night. This is Rome and Jahns on the touchdown. As soon as he kind of slipped, I figured I had a step on him. The play that we had in mind kind of went to the wayside, as I knew I was kind of wide open. Obviously, Caleb Williams hits him. Kudos to Caleb for being able to find me in that moment, and they were able to capitalize. So just another positive development between, well, two core players who were taken in the first round together.
Yeah. Really good. All right, you got anything else?
Likes and dislikes. Scheme was good. We talked about the takeaways. Can I just overemphasize the point of just in terms of the game that Tyreek Stevenson had? Like, he played like the top end corner they need him to be. Like, just making plays on the football. I mean, the steal of the football is like a special on the fly moment, but just to have a player play like he did after what happened in Detroit, like he was torched by St. Brown. He was coming up. If there was like one player, like if I had to pick one player who had like the worst week in Detroit, it might have been him. He bounced back in such an impressive way. I'm sure the locker room or his defensive backs room is celebrating what he did against the Cowboys right now as they review film, because he had an outstanding game, especially given what happened last week against Detroit. But we were looking to talk to him. I think he's coming to the podium later today to Hallis Hall, but I hope he is, because I think
he didn't speak after the game?
He didn't speak after the game. He deserves the attention. He deserves the positive attention that is coming his way after this game.
Yeah, no question about it. And that's a huge development. Another theme, because I think correctly and understandably so, last week Ryan Poles got a lot of heat for just sort of the lack of production and development from a lot of his players, his draft picks. Yesterday was a good day for Ryan Poles too, because a Tyreek Stevenson, who you drafted in the second round, stepped up. Braxton Jones played a lot better. Even, the Tremaine Edmonds signing hasn't exactly been a home run. I don't think it's been a disaster by any means, but it hasn't been a home run. You want to know who the number 2 defensive EPA player was yesterday in the entire league? It was Tremaine Edmonds. And the only reason he wasn't number 1 is because Isaiah Rodgers had the greatest game in the history of football yesterday. I don't know if it was the greatest game in the history of football, but it was. Did you see what Isaiah Rodgers did for the Vikings?
No, not everything. Well, he had 2 pick sixes. Is he the guy who had 2 pick sixes?
He had a pick 6, a forced fumble, forced the fumble, recovered it, touchdown. So 2 defensive touchdowns. And then right after that, he knocks it out again on the next possession. It's just an insane game by Isaiah Rodgers. So you're not going to beat that guy. So Tremaine Edmonds was number 2, ahead of TJ Watt for the Steelers. Steelers had a bunch of good players yesterday. TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, Cameron Hayward, 3, 4, and 5. So, but yeah, a lot of players that you needed to step up to say, hey, if we're gonna be any good this year, we need you. We need you, Tyreek Stevenson. Jalen Johnson's out. You need to be the guy that we drafted you to be. And he did it. Now you got to keep it going.
I thought Kevin Byard played an aggressively physical game. Like, he was getting extra hits in. he had a big hit along the on the broadcast. It would be on TV. It's the lower
It was the
end,
near side.
near sideline. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. I was almost surprised he didn't get flagged for that.
That one. I would have disliked that if he was.
Oh, I mean too. But
yeah,
you know how it is. They just like, oh, that looked bad, so we're gonna throw a flag.
Yeah, but me and Pat Norton in the press box were taking note, like ending plays, like Kevin Byard was flying in and just making a little statement, like they're going to be physical, like we're going to be physical today with you Cowboys, and you're not going to like it. I like seeing that from the Bears defense.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we need to take our first time out, our only time out here on the show. We still have more coming up. We got your voicemails. We'll show you that new shirt too, as well, in case you missed it off the top. Don't go anywhere. Got a lot more coming up here on a live edition of Hoge and Jahns, including your comments. We'll continue to put those up. If anybody has any super chats too, we can take those before we get out of here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
All right, Adam, let's be real for a second. The world's gone soft. Not the Bears defense, though.
Cowboys.
The offense. The Cowboys. The Bears ran the ball 11 straight times at the Cowboys. That's not soft.
Soft run defense, soft coverage, soft everything.
You know what's not soft? RC Cola. RC Cola is not a soft drink, just damn good cola. I think I had about 2 or 3 yesterday. I'm not exaggerating, but it just goes good with a lot of different foods. Just saying. RC is an OG cola in a world of spineless soft drinks. No trends, no gimmicks, no glow up. RC hasn't changed its stripes since 1905 because it didn't need to. It's the same bold, crisp flavor it's always been. So do yourself a favor. Grab some RC or local store. Stock up for all your end of summer parties, back to school celebrations, or just watching the next Bears game. RC is the move for whatever you're doing.
And our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your football season. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from, with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. They have spots as far south as Champaign, as far north as South Beloit along that Wisconsin border. You could stop in the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff. Wrigleyville, River North, they got you covered. You just have to visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Online's a great way to go. Again, 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Just enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. And if you're a returning customers, they got you covered with code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders. All right, keeping things going here. Why don't we get to the voicemails, a winning edition of your voicemails. These are good, win or lose. That's one of the great things about the voicemail line. When the Bears lose, it's like a little therapy outlet for everybody, and then we all get to enjoy it and put a smile on our face. I'm curious to see what these sound like, though. I've not heard these yet. Bears win relatively easily, so let's hear what the winning voicemails sound like here on Hoge and Jahns.
Hello?
Do you know who this is?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
The Hoge and Jahns voicemail. The Hoge and Jahns voicemail line.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep.
Got any questions or comments about the Bears? Give the guys a call before, after, or even during the game.
Go Bears!
Hoge and Jahns Bears. Bob Dabrowski calling in live from Soldiers Field. Boys, we got another ultimate revenge game here, this time against Caleb versus the man that tried to kill his career in year 1. I'm expecting big things from Caleb today, but unfortunately, fellas, climb up into the trust tree here for a second. Okay, up there. Now, whispering this, but I'm a little bit concerned about the Bears defense. I'm a little bit concerned about the back end of secondary. I'm a little bit concerned about the linebackers. I'm a little bit concerned about the pressure. The Dallas Cowboys have a good offense. So, okay, out of the trust tree now. Okay, boys, prediction time. This one goes the Bears' way, no doubt, obviously. 500 to 200. Chicago Bears winning 500 to 200. Let's go Bears. Bear down. Season starts today. 12 wins in a row after that. Maybe 13, 15, 16. I don't know. I don't do the math. Let's go Bears.
Hi, boys. It's the Mama Bear, and I cannot handle another soul-crushing defeat. So what I'm hoping for this week, maybe just a crushing defeat. I don't think that's too much to ask. Bear down.
Stevenson finally made up for his mistakes and did something good. Hallelujah.
What up, fellas? What a first half of football. You see how different it looks with the Ben Johnson offense and proper execution? I am buzzing. Listen, let's finish. Gotta finish, because Lord knows I can handle another second half collapse. Bird down, baby.
The Bears are up at halftime. There's a million things I could love, hate, like, or dislike, but the one thing that stands out is the end of the first half process from Ben Johnson. Taking time off the clock, taking away the Cowboys' timeout, and still winding up with 7 on the scoreboard. Have a day.
Hey, Hoge and Jahns. First time calling up here from Crum, Texas. Watching with my father-in-law, and this is the most enjoyable game I've seen in years. Maybe. Pretty excited. Don't expect it to continue, but who knows? Go Bears.
Hey, Adams. First time, long time. Flood Clergy calling from Cork in Ireland. It's 13 and a half to go in the fourth. I've just seen Edmonds pick off an amazing catch to turn the ball over. 17 points up. I'm just wondering, is this what hope feels like?
Hey, Hoge and Jahns. I like to think that most people who listen to this pod are smart enough to not overreact, whether it's to the huge losses or to a huge win like the Bears had today. That being said, Bears are back.
Wisconsin Bears fan calling in. Great Sunday. Packers lose. Bears win. Yeah. First Monday I've been looking forward to going to work on a Monday in a while. Let's go Bears, baby!
Hey, Bears fans. B-Man here. That was awesome. But Hoge, John, serious question. Was it the Cowboys, or are we actually starting to figure it out? Bear down!
I hope Floose brought his track shoes, because we just ran that mother out of town. Bear down.
What's up, Hoge? What's up, John? That's how you play football. I love that once that bum Darnell Reich out of the game, the offense was firing. Awesome game. Let's go. 14 more. Go Bears. Go Bears. Go Bears.
Well, it took longer than we hoped, but the good news is Matt Eberflus is finally developing Caleb Williams. They're down.
Hey guys, this is Chris calling in from Wisconsin. Usually after a football Sunday, I hate going into work the next day. But after a Bears win and a Packers collapse, I can't wait to talk about it.
All right, there they are, your victory voicemails. Shout out to B-Man. Shout out to Bob. Shout out to Mama Bear. Shout out to everybody calling in. We appreciate it very much. I like that. Made me laugh at the end. Matt Eberflus finally developing Caleb. Well done.
Yeah.
Hey, and one of those voicemails made me remember another like and dislike. But I never got around to the pre-snap stuff, which is very, very important. But just no pre-snap penalties. Everything looked faster, quicker, play call in, play call out of the huddle, lined up. Caleb looked in command, communication, cadences were better. That's a huge development. Hopefully that continues.
You know, not only like that stood out to Ben Johnson. He made note of that.
Yeah.
Early in his introductory remarks after the game, like we were in and out of the huddle faster, to the line of scrimmage faster. That is like I was at some point I was worried that the Bears were going to use an armband for Caleb Williams. Like even like yesterday, like I'd like double check my eyes. I took the binoculars from Pat Norton because Caleb had the white armband on his left arm just to make sure that wasn't like the play calls. And I know certain quarterbacks use it, but part of the process that Ben Johnson wants to implement, just so Caleb knows things better, is him being able to verbalize the play call, so he can visualize these things as he's going through it. So I think it's very encouraging. Another encouraging thing to take from this game, that there was no pre-snap penalties and that they got in and out of the huddle faster.
And then we had that one critical voicemail of Darnell Wright, which I just want to address this because here's the thing about Darnell Wright. I think it's fair to say, 3 games into year 3 of his career, and Darnell Wright is still playing well when he's not committing penalties. Like, let's just be clear about that. It's not like he's not playing well. Is he your locked down, totally 100% reliable right tackle that you pick number 10 overall? No, he is not. He's not to that level. And so there's still plenty to improve on. The penalties are killer, and he's got to get that cleaned up. It's like every game there's 2 or 3, it feels like. So got to get that cleaned up. I think also you want to see him. Corey Wooten was talking about this on our post-game show yesterday. It's like, and Dan Rochard made reference to this in training camp. When he seems to get tired, that's when the mistakes come. So I don't know if you can fix that in the middle of the season, but I would say the conditioning is something that he can improve on too, especially if this is going to be on the an offense that's going to be on the field a lot, which would be nice. 19 play drives are fun for everybody, but they're also exhausting. So, you got to clean some of that stuff up, and now we'll see what he's like with that elbow, because he was basically playing that second half with one arm, it looked like to me.
Do you know who played pretty well in his place? Theo Benedict.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. It was limited snaps, but
12 snaps.
Yeah.
But didn't get overwhelmed in the moment. Looked just fine, the Canadian Eagle did.
I got some more numbers here from Sumer Sports I'll share before we get out of here.
Let's go.
But the Bears' overall EPA per play on offense was 93rd percentile. Very, very good. The one thing I think you could say they can improve on, and this is going to I think it speaks both to how wide open the Bears receivers were and maybe still some of the misses Caleb had accuracy-wise, but the passing percentage over expectation was actually a negative 5.2%, which was 30th percentile. So that to translate that, Caleb was throwing to a lot of open guys, so he wasn't necessarily getting a ton of credit for his hits, his accurate throws. But then there were some that he also missed in there, which brings that passing percentage over expectation down. That being said, EPA per drop back, which I always like, 97th percentile. That's just a good indication that when you're dropping back to pass, it's probably an indication of everything offensively. You probably have good pass protection. Guys are probably getting open, and you're probably completing the throw. So that's very good.
And and I know that Ben Johnson is closely watching offensive, EPA specifically when it comes to his passing game.
Yeah, that's that EPA per drop back he was talking about and how important that is. So that's probably the one to circle the most, being 97th percentile in that statistic. Also, one thing I highlighted on the pregame show yesterday, just how important it was to not have negative plays that kill drives. Bears were 90th percentile in negative play percentage yesterday, only 7%. So that was another very good thing. And I'm trying to see if I can get a rushing. How about success rate on designed rushes for DeAndre Swift? 61.5%, which was 89th percentile. Very good.
I thought he ran hard.
Yeah.
Now the total yardage doesn't show it. I'll bring up the stats here. What did he have? 13 carries for 33 yards. The Bears finished with 29 carries for 87 yards. So, obviously that is something to work on, but like Ben Johnson's not running the ball 11 straight times if he doesn't think it's working.
Right.
It was working just well enough against this defense.
Well, and again, but you saw him try different things and try different ways to move the ball forward in the running game. It wasn't just, let's just keep handing it off, I formation, move forward, and that's not working. We're only getting 2 yards per carry. So he got creative. He found different ways to do it, different personnel. That's what you want to see from an offensive play caller. All right.
How many snaps did Burden play? Let's look this up real quick. I'll get it here. Shamar Turner, see his play count here in his debut.
He was kind of getting pushed backwards a little bit in that game.
So Luther Burden, wow, I thought he was on the field more than this. Only 17 plays yesterday out of the 59 that the Bears offense had. It felt like he was on the field for more, which I would guess is a good thing. It felt that way because he made such an impact. I mean, he led the Bears in receiving yards, but only 17 plays, so 29% of the Bears' offensive snaps. I wonder if that's going to go up after this week. I think it should. Thought he played quite well. I did think there was a concerted effort to get Colson Loveland involved early on, but after his injury, turns out he was only on the field for 6 plays. And Shamar Turner, he got 23 plays, 31% of the defensive snaps. But I didn't notice much. Did you?
Noticed him getting pushed backwards a few times. Corey Wood made note of that too while we were watching. Did you know the 2 wide receivers on the field? So the flea flicker, the hot potato flea flicker, also known as White House, phenomenal name. They were in 12 personnel, but basically shifted to 21 personnel with Cole Kmet going into the backfield. So that leaves 2 wide receivers on the field. The wide receivers on the field were Olamide Zaccheaus and Luther Burden. DJ Moore and Rome Odunze were off the field for that play.
Luther Burden did a great job selling that play. And I just like hearing the coaching points in his answer as he's discussing that play, where Coach told me all week, 1, 2, 3, go. So you actually see him stalk blocking the safety, Malik Hooker. It looks like he's coming out to block him. It looks like a run play for him.
And he's probably 15 or 20 yards downfield at that point, too.
Yeah. But then you saw the burst and the speed of Luther Burden, because once he hit go, 1, 2, 3, go, he was past Hooker in a heartbeat in a second. Wide open, touchdown, great play. Well-designed White House play by the Chicago Bears. Although DeAndre Swift got away with his free throw-like throw, but I think the film, did you see the end zone view? He gets hit, right?
Yeah, I think the defensive line, it was kind of hard to tell even on the film. I think the defensive lineman might have pushed the offensive lineman.
Joe Tooney.
I think he just kind of gets knocked as he's trying to flip it. So, fair point. We'll give him that excuse, but you could kind of tell when Ben Johnson was talking after the game, wasn't too thrilled with the execution, despite scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, but I don't Swift still got it there, despite the interior pressure that got through Joe Tooney of all players.
Well, wasn't the perfect trick play, and then you also had that Monungai one later, where it's a direct snap, and it seemed like he wasn't ready for the snap, and the timing was off on it. So they still got some things to clean up there, which is good. It's a good thing. Again, all right. I think we have a couple super chats before we get out of here.
Yep.
And then don't forget, because we have CHGO Bears coming up at 1:00. I'll head downtown as soon as we get done here. Myself, Lance Briggs, and Mark Carmen will have that for you. And then Bears After Dark tonight with this guy, Brags in the Stands, with the $2 super chat. He's saying statistically the best offense I've ever seen. I know you're this was just post game last night. He was basically saying statistically Rome Odunze is the best wide receiver in football, but he couldn't really back it up with anything. Statistically, that probably was the best offense you've ever seen. If you actually think about it.
Yeah. Well, against the Cowboys, the Bears in their history have had great games against the Cowboys. At least
that's true.
I'm just thinking the Josh McCown game
Yeah, Tressman had the Josh McCown game. It's pretty good.
Well, statistically, I think. Hold on. Where's the receiving stats? I believe Mr. Braggs in the stands has an argument to be made today. Where's the receiving
on
stats
Rome?
here? Yes. Your touchdown leader in the NFL, all tied, is Rome Odunze with 4 touchdowns after 3 weeks.
That is good. By the way, though, Rome was not among the top 10 receivers in EPA yesterday. Well, he only had 3 catches when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
So,
but I like that
overall,
8 different players had catches.
Yeah, I mean they're spreading the ball, and that's been actually a theme going back to week 1. So, all right, do we have one more?
One more.
I think if there's one thing Braggs knows, it's math. Obviously, Pizzatola, $5. Offense looked good. Defense tightened up when needed. A much-needed win that felt better than Carm's vacation. Still the best Bears show in town. Thank you, Pizzatola. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. Let's show that shirt one more time. Brand new Victory Monday shirt release for you. Good, better, best. Shout out to our team behind the scenes, Eric, Gina, getting that out. That's available for you right now. Store.allcitynetwork.com. Little Victory Monday treat for everybody to celebrate with. Make sure you become a diehard too. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now. If you're listening to the podcast later, just go to allchgo.com/diehard. You can always get a great deal there to get all of Johnsy's written content. We will have our weekly diehard column coming out on Wednesday morning too. Our insider analysis, little film review in there, little nuggets from the locker room from Johnsy. A lot of good feedback on that through 2 weeks. So appreciate everybody who has checked that out. But that is a diehard only perk. So check that out at allchgo.com/diehard. All right. Hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. If for some reason you're not subscribed, we learned that a few weeks ago. What was that again? Like half the people that come back and watch all the time don't actually hit the subscribe button. It's so easy and it's free. I don't know if people are scared that you hit subscribe on YouTube. It costs money. It doesn't. It's free. Helps grow the channel. We appreciate you. If you're listening as a podcast later, also rate and review. And same thing. Open up your podcast app. Hit subscribe there as well. Download the shows. It all helps grow the channel, grow the show. We've been doing this now, season number 11. And we hope that maybe yesterday was a turn in the right direction. Because to this point, we've only had one winning season in the history of the Hoge and Jahns podcast. So let's make it 2 this season.
Well, yesterday's game did feel straight out of 2018. I will say that. The energy, the trick plays, the fun of it. It's good.
Fun is good.
Fun
is good in life, but especially sports, especially football. You need to be having fun. Yesterday was fun. Before we get out of here, I'm just going to check the line for next week because this should be a very winnable game against the Raiders. What do we got? Let's go full Bill Simmons podcast here. Guess the line for Bears Raiders.
I'm gonna say Raiders -1.5.
Wow, you know what I would have said? I'm looking at it, so I'll just give you what my honest guess would have been. I would have said the Bears favored by 1.5.
Okay,
it is the Raiders 1. Raiders favored by 1.
I think that's going to flip by the time we do our preview show on Friday.
Which is what happened last week with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Even when I recorded my whiteboard on Thursday morning, the Bears were 1-point favorites, and then it flipped to Cowboys 1.5.
That building is going to be rocking heavily in the Bears' favor. I know a lot of people going to Vegas.
Yep.
Can't meet up with everybody. I'll try. I think we're doing a live show out there, by the way. But
we can tell people that Monday morning we will be having a live show at Mandalay Bay.
Vegas, baby. How about that? Hoge and Jahns live from Mandalay Bay. Whoever would have thought?
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
It's going to be great. So, just stay tuned. If you are coming to Vegas, we'll be communicating a couple different things, a couple different events. I know Friday night, I think it's Circus Swim. Anybody wearing Bears gear can get in for free. So we're planning on being there Friday. Jahns won't be there Friday, though, because you got some things going on over the weekend as well.
Yep. Some family stuff on Saturday, but I'll be there Sunday.
Yeah. You will be there for the game. We'll be there Monday for the show that we will have, a live show coming from Mandalay Bay. So a lot of good stuff coming next week. And I agree with you. Bears will be taking over Vegas. Should be a really fun weekend and a good opportunity for the Bears to carry this momentum and really get things going in the right direction going into the bye week. We'll see if they could do it. Otherwise, we'll be back on Wednesday with our next episode. Enjoy the win for a couple days. We'll have that insider analysis column out for you on Wednesday morning and a brand new show for you as well. We'll turn our attention to the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll talk to you then.
See ya.